Hello everyone, my name is Amaj Ali, clinical audiological scientist and founder of Heureka OS. Welcome back to the channel. This is the 16th audiogram that we will be simulating for you today. We are looking at a case of bilateral, profound, high-frequency sensorineural hearing loss. At least we know that from the bone conduction values that were added and given to me for the left side, which I've plotted on this audiogram of mine. So we are going to see the simulation with three audio files. We're going to start with a female voice, then male voice, and then classical music. When I am clicking the top left, this button here that you can see highlighted in gray, this is for the right side. When I click that, it's for the left side. When you see this grayed out, it is in the simulation mode. To get the best out of these simulations, I would recommend that you use a good pair of earphones, that you listen to these simulations in a quiet space, and you do your best to understand and try to work out what is actually being said with the audio files. And the purpose of that is that you can get a taste of what struggles would be faced with somebody with this type of hearing loss. What this audiogram does not do, it does not tell us how an individual would process sound in background noise, particularly speech sounds in background noise. That would be outside the remit of this technology and machine. That is very individualized, and that's where the variance would be. But at least in a quiet space, if you are having a conversation with a person with this type of hearing loss, then you can understand that it is going to be a struggle. We are seeing something quite unique with this shape, in the sense that in the left-hand side of the blue line, which is the left ear, the points are right towards the top. So this is actually well within the normal limits. And then there's a ski slope loss, which is a very abrupt drop, happening all the way down to profound for the high frequencies. So what we expect when we run these simulations is that some of the words and the audibility, the volume of the speech would not be an issue, but majority of the words and vowels would be missing, and it would sound very unclear. The speech would be mumbled, and it'll be quite a challenge for you to understand what is going on. So without any further ado, I'm going to go straight to the female voice, and we're going to press play and see how we go. Here we go.
The roster of Nobel laureates is studded with the names of great and deservedly illustrious persons. Some dreamers, some men of action, a few true geniuses, but there are giants missing from the list. For example, the most fundamental contribution to the physical sciences that has come out of America is the work of J. Willard Gibbs, professor of mathematical physics at Yale University during the last quarter of the 19th century.
So as you can tell, I'm not sure if you were able to understand any words there, but there was a slight audibility issue, but more so the clarity. That is the main thing that was missing, and also the quality of the speech. So as soon as I took it off simulation mode, you were getting audibility, clarity, and quality of the speech. And all of that was affected or impacted as soon as I pressed the simulation mode. So we're going to do the same voice for the left side and see if there's any differences. Here we go. We'll start from the beginning. I will toggle to the left. Here we go.
The roster of Nobel laureates is studded with the names of great and deservedly illustrious persons. Some dreamers, some men of action, a few true geniuses, but there are giants missing from the list. For example, the most fundamental contribution.
Again, very challenging to understand the words there. There's the tone of certain words are there, the pattern, the rhythm, but it is exactly as a lot of my patients often describe hearing loss. They say it sounds like most people are not beginning or ending their words properly. And on this particular simulation, you definitely can sense that the words are there, but they're missing the beginnings and the ends where the consonants are. So this is what we've noticed with a female voice. And again, female voices are more high frequency dominated, so they're over this way where the hearing loss is more pronounced. Now we're going to try male voices and see if there's any difference. So here we go.
No recurrent event in the intellectual world is so avidly awaited by so many people as the annual announcement of the Nobel Award. No formal honor conferred by man carries such distinction as a Nobel Prize. The awards are presented on the 10th of December, the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. The Peace Prize is given at a formal ceremony.
So that's interesting. The difference between the female and the male voice is that the male voice was more audible, the volume was louder, but in no way was there any betterment in terms of the clarity. The clarity was still affected, and it sounded like a mumble, although a louder mumble than the female voice. And that's owing to the fact that male voices, as I said, is over towards this side of the graph. We're going to do the same for the right side and see if there's any differences. I don't suspect there to be major differences because both ears are quite symmetrical, quite similar in pattern and shape. Here we go.
No recurrent event in the intellectual world is so avidly awaited by so many people as the annual announcement of the Nobel Award. No formal honor conferred by man carries such distinction as a Nobel Prize. The awards are presented on the 10th of December, the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. The Peace Prize is given at a formal ceremony in Oslo. The physics.
So I'm right next to the speaker. I'm trying my best to understand what is being said, and I am getting a few words, but even the words that I think I can hear, I'm not really confident that that is the word. And that's precisely the type of struggles that somebody with this type of hearing loss will have. They'll have sentences, they'll have a go at processing what is being said, but even when they process and they've locked into what they think is the right word, there's a lack of confidence if that is correct. And if you add these words on top of each other for a sentence, sometimes you're just completely lost. So it is a significant struggle with this type of loss and frustration as well. Why? Because there's hearing in the low frequencies. There's the volume of the speech, particularly with male voices. So in a crowded room or even in a busy space, you would be able to pick up voices behind you, around you. You'll definitely be aware that there are voices without any difficulty, but a lot of the clarity and things like that would be even exacerbated by background noise. So it'll be even more challenging in a noisy environment. So this is the frustration that would happen with this type of hearing loss for the individual that would experience that. So I'll just do the music and we'll finish up. I just thought I would just put a few information there that would be useful. And again, with this music, you'll see that it sounds flat, and you'll see that some of the instruments are missing, but the volume wouldn't be too much affected, but it'd be more the bass sounds that you'll hear when we are in the simulation mode. So here we go. So that's the difference between simulate and unsimulated mode. We're going to flip over to the left. This is the left. I'm going to toggle between right and left. This is the left. This is the right. Yeah, so interesting. Not much difference between right and left because it's quite a symmetrical loss. And thank you for your attention. If there's any questions, please put them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Until the next time, take care of yourselves. Bye now.